1084 at Fisk Tower. All units stand by. Warrant is en route.
Yeah, that's me right there trying to be like Spider-Man. On June 13, 2016, Sony has started their E3 press conference and they announced a huge amount of games that were coming for the PS4, such as Days Gone, Crash Remastered Trilogy, Detroit Become Human, and God of War 2018. But one game that had been rumored that Sony and Insomniac Games has been working on was a Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 4. Therefore, Marvel's Spider-Man was officially announced. The game had a lot of hype personally for me because Spider-Man is one of my favorite Marvel heroes alongside with Daredevil and Deadpool. I know a lot of people would say Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 is their favorite game, but to be honest, I never played it as a kid. My first ever Spider-Man game I ever played was Spider-Man on the PS1. I remember loving the game so much even after I was done watching the Tobey Maguire movies, which, fun fact, Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite out of the three. When the game released on September 7th, 2018, I played it on launch night knowing that I have school in the morning, but I couldn't help myself. I really wanted to play this game so bad, and I loved it on the PlayStation 4, and it's one of my top 5 best PlayStation 4 games of all time. Then 2 years later, they announced Spider-Man Miles Morales for the PlayStation 5 as a launch title, which I also enjoyed, but if you purchase the Ultimate Edition, you get the Miles Morales game, and you also get the remastered version of Marvel's Spider-Man. Which that's the version I'll be playing here today because the release of Marvel Spider-Man 2 is upon us and I want to keep the hype train going by me never playing the remastered version, and it comes with all the DLC, which I also never played. So let's take a look at Marvel Spider-Man Remastered on the PlayStation 5. Let's talk about the story mode. The story follows Peter Parker in his 20s who has been Spider-Man for quite a while after taking down Wilson Fisk. Peter must now take on a new group of enemies known as the Demons who wants to take over the underground of crime. It's up to Spider-Man to save the city and his loved ones. He must rise up and be greater. That's pretty much the synopsis of the story, but I really love how Insomniac did with the story. We didn't need another origin story seeing Uncle Ben die over and over again. Like, geez, they really like to kill this poor old man. The opening in the game is a fantastic way to start a Spider-Man game. We go straight to the action taking down Fisk.
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later.
The supporting cast is also amazing. I love Peter's relationship with all his loved ones such as Aunt May, who is a kind and selfless lady who always knows what to say to Peter every time he needs guidance.
I just wanted to tell you how much what you said meant to me. I always wonder if I'm doing right by you.
Well, stop wondering. After losing my parents and Uncle Ben, there's so many times I would have fallen apart if not for you.
Well, that works both ways, Peter. I just wanted to make sure you knew that.
May, I don't know what to say.
Mary Jane, who's a reporter of the Daily Bugle, and the banter between Peter and MJ are sweet and funny at times.
Think this has anything to do with Lee, do you?
Sorry to cook and run.
Did you just leave your clothes on the kitchen floor?
Yuri, the police captain who helped Spider-Man take down villains, and also a friend to Spider-Cop.
Alright, Yuri. I'm gonna repair the last Chinatown tower now.
Don't you mean Spider-Cop's gonna repair it?
Been doing a little thinking, Yuri. Policing's a young man's game, and Spider-Cop, well, he's no spring chicken.
Please be going where I think you're going.
As of today, Spider-Cop is officially retired.
Oh, thank God. I need a drink.
We'll all drink tonight, Yuri. Drink to the memory of Spider-Cop's tireless... Yuri? Yuri, you there?
Okay, let's get the elephant out of the room here. Yes, they did change Peter's face in the remastered version, and I do remember the internet, getting mad over this, including me. They had a Tom Holland lookalike, that's mainly it. But honestly, it doesn't really bother me as much anymore. Do I still prefer the old face from the PS4 version? Yes, I do. But I think the face in general is just fine. His performance was also good, and I can't wait what he does next in the sequel. What I also love about the story mode is the villains, such as Martin Lee, also known as Mr. Negative. At first, when they announced he was one of the villains in the game, I wasn't really interested of him or even not knowing that he was a Spider-Man villain.
Who?
What Examiya did, they made me care about him a lot more. Like 90% of the game is just chasing down Lee and the demons in the first and second half of the game. His whole story is getting revenge of Norman Osborn for what he did to him as a child, injecting him with a serum, giving him his dark powers, and accidentally killing his parents. Which, I don't blame him. Who doesn't want to take revenge on Norman Osborn? Jesus! No, never mind. Lee is not the only one who wants to take down Osborn. We also have Otto Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus. He was a co-founder of Oscorp until Osborn did terrible experiments on people such as Lee. He is also Peter's mentor and friend, but when we see Norman shutting down his stuff that he and Peter built, in the third act, he finally snaps and seeks revenge to expose Osborn for what he really is as a mayor. Fair warning for spoilers, I know there's some people who still hasn't played the game or even played the game, so just in case, so spoilers, just letting y'all know. The third act was so emotional. I never really cry on games, I never do, but this just hits me on my heartstrings. That the final battle between Otto and Peter really hits me in my feelings because Peter admires Otto for what he's doing for the world, doing great things. But when he sees him turn out like this, he really breaks Peter's. But especially the scene where it really hits him the most was Otto knowing that he was Spider-Man the whole time.
Such a disappointment. Parker. You knew? I tried to warn you, Peter, but you didn't listen. You knew. I won't let you win. This means too much to me. Not more than it means to me!
And another scene that really made me cry like a baby was the death of Aunt May. I cried the first time when I played the PS4 version, and I will admit, it got me the second time.
Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew.
You knew?
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did.
Now let's get to the gameplay. The combat is really fun in my opinion. I know a lot of people compare this to the Arkham games, but honestly I don't care because it actually fits well for Spider-Man, especially how he takes down enemies with his finisher is pretty cool. He also has gadgets. Me personally, I really don't like when Spider-Man relies on tech way too much, even on the recent Tom Holland movies, how they keep making him like Iron Man Jr. But on this game, I let it pass, because knowing Peter works with Octavius and technology, it makes sense here. I love some of the gadgets that he has. My personal favorite is the trap mine. Just shooting the trap mine out and getting enemies stick in the wall is fun, and it's also hilarious because you could also stick it to another enemy. There is a minigame version that involves around the puzzles, but back on the PS4 version, I remember not liking these that much, but playing it again on the remastered version, I thought it was pretty cool on some of them. Some will require me to think, but these are just fine, I guess. They're whatever. They're not really as bad that I thought it was. But the one thing I do remember hating so much that I still haven't changed my mind is the MJ and Miles stealth missions. That's horse shit! That was some horse shit, bro. Oh my. These missions are not the greatest. They're kind of stupid on some parts. Osborn. The only two missions I do enjoy out of the bunch is two of them. One is with Miles trying to find his dad during the bombing of City Hall, and the second one is MJ sneaking around while having Spider-Man taking down enemies. It's pretty cool playing as them, but it just slows down the pacing of the game. The whole slogan is to be like Spider-Man, not to be MJ or Miles. Unless you're this guy. There are quick time events. I would say Examiya did a very good job with these, but I wish they could have had some of the hilarious ones from the previous Spider-Man games.
Please! Someone! I'm going to die!
Alright, let's talk about the best gameplay in my opinion, which is the swinging. Examiya Games did an amazing job with the swinging mechanic. They literally took notes from Spider-Man 2 and put it in this game and made it 10 times better than the original in my opinion. It makes much sense where you can attach your webs into buildings instead of up in the sky like the other games. And I enjoy the swinging around New York City just to head to your next objective or whatever you're doing, just to head towards it. I think they did a great job with this, and I say, Insomniac Games, you did a perfect job with the swinging. There's also side missions in this game where you can explore around New York City searching for Peter's old backpacks or stuff that he used to do in high school, or you can take pictures of buildings, or you can fight Taskmaster if you want to, or even fight the big bad himself, Tombstone. Obviously, in every Spider-Man game, we also have different types of suits in the game, where they have a unique way where they did with the suits. They all have special abilities that you can use during combat, such as Cartoon Spider-Man, where he can use his quips to stun enemies. There's Spider-Punk, where he can use his guitar to push back enemies, and there's Iron Spider, where he uses his arms during combat. I actually love the suits that they put in this game, especially Spider-Man 2099 suit, the white one. I really love that one. It's one of my favorite out of the bunch, until they added Sam Raimi's Spider-Man suit, and also the Amazing Spider-Man suit. But the Sam Raimi Spider-Man suit that I love so much growing up with it's in the game, and I can't believe it to this day they added it in the game. And I'm hoping that they added it back in the sequel, and also hoping for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit because it's one of my favorite live action Spider-Man suits. Marvel's Spider-Man is a fantastic Spider-Man game in my opinion. I also do think they did a great job with the remastered version of the game. You can tell they're trying to use the full limitations of what the PS5 can do in the future. And yes, I know I didn't get a chance to talk about the DLC, I didn't really have enough time to put it in this review, but I will be streaming it on my Twitch channel just to finish it all off before the next game comes out. I'm going to give you my same rating as I did for Spider-Man PS4. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. It's an amazing game for what Insomniac did for Spider-Man. They put so much love and care for it, and I can't wait what they do next in the sequel. And I'm so excited for this game. It's my #1 most anticipated games of 2023. I have so much high hopes for it, and I will be streaming it on my Twitch channel also. So I hope you guys enjoy this review. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to share this video out many people possible to get this channel growing. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go web swing real quick.